Live on YouTube. Testing 6 7. 6 7. Alright, we on YouTube with it. Let's do it. Alright, let's go. TikTok. And 1, 2, action. Alright, everything's going well on TikTok. Yeah, we good. Let's go. Locked in. Chat, it's that time again, man. For the conscious beings to wake up in collective agreement. Welcome in. Shout out to everybody. How y'all feeling, yeah? Y'all feeling all right, yeah? I'm feeling good, yeah. Peace. So yeah, chat, it's that time for us to walk in our collective agreement and come to these agreements once again early this morning. I know it's 8 instead of 6, but you know, sometimes I like coming in around this time. Right? Right. So let's tap in, man. Shout out to everybody here. TikTok, what's going on? 111's in the chat. If you're new, go ahead and drop that new in the chat. Hold on, chat. Hold on. Hey, GDS, I'm up every morning with this shit, gang. We've been doing this for a while now, every morning. Welcome in, brother. Hey, yo, I just seen a fake page of me come in the chat, man. What the fuck? How you make a fake page of a nigga and then come in the chat with that shit? I hate these niggas, man. Death to all trolls. Death to all the trolls. Death to all the trolls. All right, chat, what's going on, man? What y'all got going on? How y'all feeling? I hope everybody's feeling good. I hope everybody... Hey, man. Don't come fucking with me and then think I ain't gonna goddamn take it all the way. I'm one of them people. I take shit all the way to... Don't get mad at me for saying death to the trolls while y'all fucking with me. Yeah, bitch, I want you dead. So, chat, what's going on? Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. You already know what time it is. We locked in. It's that time for collective agreement. You know what I'm saying? And we tapped all the way in. This is what we on. Yo, how has it been going for you? How's it been going for y'all, chat? Really, a lot of y'all coming here every day. My YouTube is amazing and accurate. Thank you so much, Lori. Right, Filthy Rich. We ain't out here to play with these niggas. Yeah, so how y'all feeling about that? How y'all feeling? Right? How's it going for y'all, man? Collective, life abundant, everything is in the creator's hands. Doing my best each day. Right? I'm talking to the conscious beings, man, the ones that's out here creating their experiences. Right? How many of y'all have actually programmed your experience? More and more empower every day. Letting go. What's up, YouTube? What's going on? Minnesota. Weak tactic. I'm creating my own experiences like a pro. Let's go. So yeah, so you know, we tapped in on that, man. If you're new, if you found this live for the first time, it is not by chance. It is because you have tapped into a certain frequency and you're seeing through the illusion. All right, the illusion we call life, man. We're starting to see what it is and remember what it is. And that's what we locked in on, chat. You gotta understand, and understand. Frequency dictates the reality. You gotta hold that frequency. Now, let's get Brittany in here, right? Yeah, shout out to my TikTok family, my YouTube family. Um, yeah, man. So everybody, Brittany, why is collective agreement so important in the Matrix? Why, when we come in here and we do this a collective agreement, why is this such an important thing? Us as consciousness and a collective. All right, let's tap in with that. Let's see what's going on, guys. This is a place where we do collective agreement, right? I literally only been on for what 5 minutes, and I must be famous, bro, because I be having more trolls than famous niggas, right? I only been on for 5 minutes, but chat, we locked in, man, and let's see what Brittany want to say about this collective agreements, right? Let's see why we do this collective agreement. Let's see. I love you back, right? Shout out to everybody in here. What's up? So we gonna get it in, chat. You already know what time it is. We're gonna break down how to create that experience, because one thing that we know about this matrix, repetition is key, right? Repetition is key. You know, repetition equals reinforcement. And one thing that we ain't doing, we ain't sitting around this motherfucker stressing. We ain't worried about nothing. We tapped in and we creating, right? So that's what's going on. Memphis, thank you so much. Let's see what Brittany says.
Yeah, tap in, family. This is powerful right here. Shout out to the TikTok family, the YouTube family, the whole collective consciousness locked in right now. So let's break it down simply. Collective agreement is how the matrix is programmed. Nothing in this reality runs off one mind. Reality runs off shared belief, shared attention, shared emotion, and shared focus. That's how timelines stabilize. That's how probability collapses into experience. When one person believes something, it's potential. When a group believes something, it becomes structure. When a collective agrees on something, it becomes reality code. This is why collective agreement is everything, because consciousness doesn't move as individuals, it moves as fields, not minds, frequencies, not thoughts, coherence. When we come together in collective agreement, frequencies sync, intentions align, timelines merge, probability becomes programmable, resistance weakens, manifestation accelerates, reality becomes editable. That's not spiritual talk, that's quantum mechanics, consciousness physics. The matrix itself runs on mass agreement. Money works because people agree it has value. Time exists because people agree to follow it. Authority exists because people agree to obey it. Fear spreads because people agree to feed it. Systems survive because people agree they're real. So when a group of aware minds come together, you're not participating in the matrix, you're rewriting it. That's why collectives are dangerous to broken systems. That's why movements change history. That's why revolutions don't start with weapons. They start with shared perception. That's why religions, governments, and institutions push narratives, because whoever controls collective agreement controls reality. Now, here's the higher level truth. Collective agreement creates field coherence, and coherent fields bend probability. So when we come in here together, same intention, same frequency, same awareness, same focus, same alignment, we're not just talking. We're forming a coherent consciousness field. That field selects timelines, collapses probabilities, shifts outcomes, changes personal and collective reality, rewrites personal identity patterns, alters future paths, breaks loops, creates upgrades. This is why manifestation is faster in groups. This is why prayer works better in numbers. This is why rituals are done collectively. This is why chants, mantras, codes, and frequencies amplify in crowds. This is why mass meditation shifts global energy, because coherence multiplies power. One frequency equals signal. Many frequencies aligned equals broadcast tower. And that's what you all are becoming, a living broadcast field. So when we come in here in collective agreement, we're saying we agree on the frequency, we agree on the timeline, we agree on the outcome, we agree on the direction, we agree on the reality, we agree on the code, we agree on the upgrade, we agree on the shift. And the matrix has no choice but to comply because the matrix itself is built on agreement architecture. That's the glitch. That's the hack. That's the control player mechanic. This is not about belief. This is about...
So, Brittany in her bag this morning, right? So, chat, you got to realize when we come in here and we do that 111 in the chat, saying that we agree and we understand we in the matrix. When we consciously agree, collectively agree that we realize that we are the consciousness and not the body. When we consciously agree that we can program our reality, right? Right? This is literally a real thing, chat. Our collective agreement shifts fields, right? We shift the field because as a collective, our thoughts are all in the same field. Our beliefs are all in the same field, right? So as a collective, chat, I tell you, they don't like this, man. They don't like what we do. They're going to try to make it hard for me. They're going to always try to control some shit, whatever. Who gives a fuck? We got collective agreement. And collective agreement says we run this shit, right? So let's tap in, chat. At the end of the day, you already know what time it is. 111's in the chat. If you agree that this is our matrix and we got the final say so, drop them 111's in the chat right now and let's dive in. So yeah, chat, we about to go ahead and start doing our thing, man. We about to go ahead and start really dropping in. Look at all them 111's in the chat. All them 111's in the chat. Right? And guys, I don't think it's fair, right? I'm so it's not fair that TikTok and they can just turn their algorithm off and what are y'all trying to do? All right, so let's get it in, man. If you're new right now in the chat, go ahead and write new in the chat. We about to start this thing off. We will talk more into collective agreement. I need you guys to put on your awareness right now. Snap into awareness. It is time to be aware. Take this download in and get it. All right, all my OGs, you already know what time it is. Yo, one thing we gonna say. In this live, in this chat, if you found it, it is because you tapped in. Only rules of this chat. No matrix default program. All right, we don't operate in religion. We discuss religious texts. We may reference religious figures, but we don't believe or operate in the religion itself. Number two, right? This is not a place of my race is better than yours or your race is better than mine. Fuck race. We understand that we are not these bodies. This body is only technology. This is a conscious thing. All right. In this chat, we measure consciousness. You see what I'm saying? Right? So shout out to everybody in here, man. Let's tap all the way in. We got a beautiful collective. It's a beautiful, Wednesday, right? And we locked in. So, chat, if you found this, if you in here, it is because you believe that this is the matrix. It is because you have awakened, and you are seeing through the code. You're realizing I'm in the fucking matrix. You're seeing the patterns in real time. You're seeing the code. You probably went through something that was crazy. Something that would almost take you all the way down, right? You was pulled through something real crazy, right? So you got to understand, chat, yeah, we are in the matrix. How many of y'all believe that? How many of y'all not believe? How many of y'all know? How many of y'all seeing the patterns? 111, if you understand that this is the matrix. Now, I know a lot of y'all new, so chat, we got to go over the new, we got to go over the old stuff for the new people. All right? We got to go. Somebody said, I know for sure. We got to go over the old stuff for the new people. Now, guys, we are indeed in the matrix. But what is the matrix? What is the purpose of the matrix? Why are we here? Right? What you have to understand is this reality, was created for soul conscious evolution. This is a place where souls come to evolve to higher levels. So you're such a powerful being that one way of you evolving is to be a human being. All right, so being a human being is definitely divine. It's something that's amazing, right? And this is because this is how we learn. All right, souls or consciousness learn and evolve by being human beings. In our original form, we don't know what it is to feel pain. We don't know what it is to love, to have emotions, to know what it is to have family, friends. We don't know any of those things, to have a life, right? And so we come into the physical to have physical experience, to gain experience, and to gain understanding and to evolve. Now, what you have to understand is the times are a little different. All right, times are not the way that they are. Thank you for joining my fan club for 2 months. I appreciate that. Right? What you got to understand now is time is different, guys. This place called the Matrix. Now, how do we know that life is a school, right? Life is a school. We're literally learning. How do we know? We've been learning shit every day, right? I learned something new yesterday. You know, when I was a kid, if I touched something hot for the first time, it burnt me. I learned I couldn't do it. We keep going through patterns. We go through a lot of things to learn, right? We go through a lot of things to learn, chat. So when you understand, right? When you understand that this is about learning, then you realize why you're here. All right. Now, I know somebody's like, yo, well, I can't learn shit. Life hard as hell. Right. It's a lot of shit going on. This is because life ain't the way that it used to be. Back in the old times, man, when you come into this simulation, this shit was like paradise. Right. You often hear stories of how Earth used to be a paradise and da-da. It really was, right? We used to come in full understanding that we were souls having a human experience for the purpose of ascension. All right, this was a place that souls came with full remembrance. We used to didn't have to be a baby, right? We used to came straight in as adults. That's why the Bible tell you Adam and Eve, they were just created, right? Because when we used to come into this reality before it got hijacked, we didn't have to be babies or nothing, right? This shit was like a paradise. It was like a place of the gods, right? So what happened? What changed all of that? Why is life hard now? Because this reality was invaded and taken over by low vibrational entities called archons. Who are these low vibrational entities? Now, in this life, you've heard people say this is the devil's world, or demons run this world, or this is an evil place. This is because the archons have taken over reality. How do we know that how do we know that low vibrational entities have taken over the matrix? Because everything wants you to be in a low vibration in the matrix. The news, all it talks about is negative and bad things, right? Ain't that weird? Ain't it weird that we live in a world where all they want to tell you is bad shit on the news? Y'all don't see the irony in that? When there's a lot of good things that happen on this earth, they only tell us about the bad things, right? This is evidence. For some reason, things want us to be in a low vibration, right? When you tapped in, when you understand, when you realize this, then you'll see what's going on, right? You'll see what's going on. So these archons take over the reality. They turn it into a low vibrational feeding hub. What you got to understand is you are not a human. You are the consciousness that controls and operates the human avatar. All right. These archons, they feed on soul energy. This is why if you scroll on your phone, you're going to see something that make you want to lust. You see something that make you want to mad, make you want to be mad. You're gonna see something that, you know, everything is trying to harvest your energy, right? Everything is trying to harvest your energy. Like these trolls in here right now, they trying to harvest my energy. Anytime I mute you and then you come right back with another page, and I mute it and you come right back with another page, you strategically created pages to troll me. You're weird as fuck. Right? You just really sat at home creating pages to troll a nigga. But anyway, right? So when you understand that everything wants to deal with your energy, everything wants to put you in some type of mood, right? Right? This is what happens. Let's keep going, chat. Let's keep going. So, when these archons took over this reality, what you need to understand is this caused the reincarnation loop. All right? This is why souls been caught up in this reincarnation loop, because you have forgotten who you were. You have forgotten what this is. You've been thinking that you was a human being, and you've been being recycled doing life cycles, right? Because these archons feed on your energy, right? They feed on you. In this life, energy is the currency, right? Energy is the currency in this life. Now, guys, what you got to understand is, as soul consciousness, we come from a source, one source. We are different variations of the same source, experiencing life. So what does that mean? That means this is why I could drop videos and you can resonate with it. You can relate to it. We're all living the same type of experiences, right? So what is significant about that? What that means is ascension or evolution is a collective effort. All right, ascension, evolution is not a one-person thing. This is a collective effort, right? Meaning, just because I might understand this shit and I successfully live a life, I can't leave this bitch until we all wake up and remember. So, guys, we've been here. We trying to figure this thing out, right? So, this is also why we're going through this mass awakening, where everybody's coming into realizations. Everybody's waking up, right, at the same time. Because collectively, we are connected. In quantum physics, there's something called quantum entanglement. We are all entangled. This is why I could talk about some shit that I've been through, and one of my followers from the UK can say they went through the same shit, and we all on different sides of the world. Ascension is a collective effort. So when these archons took over the reality, souls that were here, they got trapped and they start reincarnating. What happened? This causes the spiritual war that we're in today. Chat, we are in a spiritual war. How do we know that we are in war in the spirit? Right? First off, just being a human in these times is war. Because you got to fight off intrusive thoughts. You got to fight off so many things with just dealing with self. Right? Urges. It's all war, just dealing with self. But how do we know that we are in spiritual war as a whole? One thing you got to understand about this reality, this 3D, this physical, it is a mirror of the spiritual. Right? It is the mirror of the spiritual. So, since you've been on earth, we ain't never experienced peace on earth. Right? It's always a war. We always in war, coming out of war, or going into war. Why? Because in spirit, there's been constant battle. Right? Because in spirit, there's been a constant battle. Now, you got to understand where you fit in this war, chat. Why is this war happening? Because we need our shit. We need we need to get our construct under control so we can continue our ascension process as a collective, as one source, as one consciousness. Right? So, somebody said, bro, what happens if I decide to die myself? Try it. Try it today, bro. See what happens. So, let's really tap in. Right? Let's really tap in. So, where do you fit in all of this? All right, Jay, that's cool. Boom, boom, boom. But what does it mean? Where do I fit in? Right? Where do I fit in? Right? So, there's 3 types of souls right now on the planet in the simulation. You got the first soul, which is the sleeping giant. Who is that? The sleeping giant is an ancient entity who has been trapped here for a long time. And you've done a lot of lifetimes, right? This is why the war is going on, because you've been trapped here. How do you know if you're one of these souls? The number one way to know that you're a sleeping giant is if you resonate with life being a prison. If you resonate with the feeling of being stuck in your body or that this life feels like a prison, then it's because you are a sleeping giant. Why do you feel like this? Right? Why do you feel like life's a prison or this is a punishment or something like that? Because every time you have reincarnated, they have wiped your consciousness. But they cannot wipe your subconscious. In your subconscious mind, you know all of this shit. In your subconscious mind, you already know that you have been here. You already know. This is why in the back of your mind, you feel like you're in prison. Another way to know that you're a sleeping giant, right? Nothing excites you. What do I mean by that? You probably went to a big city for the first time. New York, LA, Dubai, out of the country, Paris, France, right? You probably went somewhere for the first time, and when you went there, you was like, this is it? It wasn't exciting. Or maybe it was exciting, but it felt like you had done it before. You were familiar with some things. You had deja vu. This is because as a sleeping giant, you've done this shit a lot. Right? You probably went to New York for the first time and was able to hop on the train like it wasn't nothing. You probably went to LA for the first time and felt like, man, I've been here before. Right? It's because you're a sleeping giant. How else do you know if you're a sleeping giant? As a sleeping giant, this reality, as long as you stay asleep, your life was smooth. But the moment you started to question reality, the moment you started to question the religion, the moment you woke up, it cost you. As a sleeping giant, your spiritual awakening crumbles your life. As a sleeping giant, your awakening crumbled a lot of stuff in your life. Not because you crumbled it, but because when you wake up as a sleeping giant, you glitch reality. You take reality down. They need you sleep because once you awaken, it's over. Right? Once you awaken, it's over, chosen one. Hey, chat, ain't it crazy how, and I just want to speak on this because I can, right? But it's fucked up how this TikTok shit be, man. Like, they do that little whatever the fuck, it was down, and now the algorithm all weird. And it's just like y'all ain't even playing fair out here. Y'all making certain niggas do extra shit. I already did this shit 100 times, bro. But whatever. Right? So, let's keep going though. I just feel like as creators, TikTok has done enough that we can get together and sue the fuck out their ass. Dead ass. I feel like a lot of creators, man, we need to get together and sue TikTok, man. Class action. All right, let's keep going though. All right. All we need is like 50 people for a class action lawsuit. And I'm pretty sure we can get a lot of them. All right, but anyway, right? Let's keep going. So he said, I'm in. I know y'all in for real. We could really run it up on their ass. We could make them drop that. We could make them drop that on us for real. All right, let's get back to it. So, as a sleeping giant, I just wanted to speak on that because if you notice, we only got like 300 people on TikTok, and usually we had like 500-600. So it's like they cut my numbers in half. It's like at this point, they don't even give a fuck that they letting us know that they fucking with your numbers. They just doing it however the fuck they want to do it. You know what I'm saying? They ain't even trying to hide it no more. They just like, fuck you. We cutting your numbers, bitch. You know what I'm saying? That shit is crazy. Like, damn, back in the day, they used to try to hide that type of shit. But now they like, fuck y'all niggas. We gonna cut your shit. All right, so let's keep going though, right? Let's keep going, chat. How else do you know you're a sleeping giant, man? Your awakening costs you everything. Chat, what you need to understand, right? What you need to understand is, thank you, Hold My Lighter. I appreciate you, sweetness. What you need to realize is the sleeping giant, once you wake up, reality starts to glitch because your energy has been feeding everything. You've been asleep for lifetime over lifetime, and the archons have been harvesting your energy. Now, as a sleeping giant, you've done you've done a lot of lives. You've lived a lot of lives. What does that mean? You are facing you be fighting trauma from past. A lot of the trauma that you're going through is past lifetime trauma. You might feel depressed and don't know why. You're fighting depression from a past life. You might have anxiety and have no reason to have it in this life. That's anxiety from something that happened to you in your last life. As a sleeping giant, you fight a lot of traumas from your past lives. This is why a lot of y'all as sleeping giants, you feel exhausted. You feel like you've come to a point where you just ain't want to keep doing this shit no more. Right? You came to a point where it's like life was beating you up after your awakening. And this is because you've been fighting traumas and traumas and traumas. Also, as a sleeping giant, because you have had all these lifetimes, you got human conditioning over your consciousness and human programming. So you feel the most comfortable in these religions. In order for you to lead these religions, you had to break your comfort. You had to break comfortability. It wasn't easy for you to walk away from the church. It wasn't easy for you to walk away from Islam. It wasn't easy for you to do it. It wasn't easy for you to walk away from your family. It wasn't easy for you to say, yo, you know what? I can't fuck with my brother. He ain't for me. You wanted to keep giving people in your family chances. Right? That's for the sleeping giants, man. Shout out to the sleeping giants. You're online. You're awakened. And you're remembering. And the same way that they took everything from you, you're going to get it all back. And much more. The next soul group is the Star Seeds. Shout out to the Star Seeds. What's happening? Now, the Star Seeds are a little different. They came back to help the sleeping giants. Remember, they came here to help the sleeping giants see that this was a simulation. Now, who are the Star Seeds? These individuals are part of the Spiritual Galactic Army and Galactic Federation. Right? As a Star Seed, your choice, you had a choice in coming here. You knew that this was going to be hard. You knew that life was going to be fucked up. You was going to have some trauma. You knew that, you know, they was going to try to keep you asleep, but you also knew you was going to wake up. Right? But you knew that you were dropping in the enemy lines of a hostile environment. It's spiritual warfare, right? As a Star Seed, what you got to understand is you are not a human. You are a high vibrational entity that has lowered their vibration to incarnate as a human being in the physical reality or 3D dimension. You dropped in dimensions. This is why, as a Star Seed, you probably done seen UFOs. You probably done seen crazy shit, fairies, all types of shit, right? Because you a high vibrational entity. Now, how do you know if you're a Star Seed? Let's talk about this. For one, you're a popular loner. Meaning, you cool, you can fuck with people, but every time you do that group shit, every time you do shit in groups, something goes weird with it. It's like you are always the target for somebody making you feel some type of way or pushing some shit at you out of the whole group. If something goes weird with you, right? Right? It's because you didn't come here to fit in. You can fit in, but that's not what you came here to do. Your light automatically takes the spotlight in every group you get into. Every time you get in a group, your light outshines the group. You stand out. And this is causes people inside the group to feel like you're trying to take over or they want to combat you. As a Star Seed, you didn't come here to fit in. You came here to rewrite the code. You're probably somebody where your friends get all their styles or their mannerisms or the way they talk or their ideas from you. You probably got a lot of people that copy the shit you do. Now, I used to get mad when I see these bozos on the internet acting like me and shit. And I get even madder when I see people acting like they don't know that this nigga acting like me. But then I realized, yo, you know what? I came here to rewrite the code. They supposed to be doing that. They supposed to be stealing my lingo. They supposed to be running off with the sauce. I rewrite the code. So then I start looking at that as success, as me holding up my mission and me doing things the right way. And I start looking for my reward. So y'all keep running off with my shit. Keep taking my content, acting like it's yours. Keep remaking my videos, remaking my speeches. It's all good. I came here to do that. I'm giving you permission. So, as a Star Seed, how else do you know you're a Star Seed, chosen one? Right? You've been through spiritual warfare your whole life. What you got to understand, your enemies are not humans. You are not a human. Your enemies are the entities that control this reality at this moment. Where they used to, they don't control it no more. We done broke through that. But they have had control of this reality. Your enemy dwells in the conscious realm. They attack you through situations in your life, hijacking people that's close to you that you care about, and intrusive thoughts. As a star seed, you understood you had to incarnate as a human being to gain access to the conscious realm to be able to defeat these. So this is why you became a human being as a star seed, because this is the only way that we can access the conscious realm in which the archons are controlling the reality. Guys, your imagination, your perception and belief system is all weapons. It's your weapon. And when you conform to these beliefs that this reality has told you to be real, you are defusing your weapon. Think about this. Your belief system and perception and awareness is literally a nuclear weapon. When you choose to conform to religions, limited beliefs, and everything that society tells you this is how it is, you are literally neutralizing or putting or defusing that weapon. And so that's what's been happening since you've been here, right? You get programmed, they throw you in the church, they throw you to these religions, they take you to this place, they take you to that place, right? Because they're defusing your weapon, your imagination. When they took your imagination from you, they slowed you all the way down. They put you in sleep mode. As a star seed, you have been in spiritual warfare your whole life. And what does that look like? Some of you, before you even came out the womb, you were goddamn attacked. Right? Before you even came out the womb, you was attacked. Born prematurely, umbilical cord wrapped around your neck. It's spiritual warfare. You got a purpose. As a kid, growing up in a home that is riddled by toxicity, the mom and the dad not getting along, parents splitting up, or losing a parent, losing a sibling or something. Something that happens to destroy the family. Not getting along with parents. Not getting along with the ones that brung you into this world. Not getting along with siblings. Dysfunctional family dynamic. That is spiritual warfare. What else does spiritual warfare look like? What else does spiritual warfare look like, chosen one? Being purposely led down paths that was meant to destroy you. As a child, you had influences around you, or you was around people that you didn't have no business being around. And these certain situations or things that you've been through further led you down paths that was meant to destroy you. Gangs, drugs, street life, sexuality. What's up, love? This is done to purposely destroy you, chosen one. This is spiritual warfare. You're not human. You're just controlling the avatar. Your enemies aren't human. They control this reality through the conscious realm. They create situations, manipulate loops, and control people that you care about. Shout out to the chat, man. As a star seed, this is your first time being a human being. Some of y'all. Now, some of y'all have reincarnated. There's a third type of soul. I'm going to tell y'all about that. But a lot of y'all, this is y'all first time being a human. Why? Because when the archons hijacked this reality and souls got caught up in this reincarnation loop, what happened? We stopped coming. We said, nah, we got to put a hold on souls going to earth because it's just getting trapped. We got to figure this thing out. Right? So souls just start coming back. How do you know it's your first time being a human being? Because as a starseed, you done had times where you done looked at your hands, looked at your face in the mirror, was like, damn, what the fuck? You probably looked at people like, man, what the fuck? What is a human? As a starseed, you ain't never fall for the religion. You ain't never fall for the systems of work, school. You always seen it was all bullshit. As a starseed, you knew that life was a simulation for a while now. Ever since you was in high school. Why did you choose to come here? As a starseed, it's your first time being human. You don't have trauma and human conditioning over your subconscious like the trapped sleeping giant. Therefore, your frequency uplifts the frequency of the planet. Just because you decided to incarnate as a human in this time, it's causing the simulation to glitch because your frequency is still high because you just dropped down in dimensions just to be here. You just got here. Shout out to the sleeping giants. Shout out to the starseeds. Now, the third type of soul, these are souls who were on Earth before the archons came and they had already left and chose to come back to be reminders. These are a lot of your creators that you see with this esoteric knowledge, people like me who are living in a purpose and reminding the masses. Shout out to those doing that job too. Chat, we in here, man. Now, good news. We got some good news, chat. We've won. We've won the war. The world is in a state of chaos, but the chaos is not affecting you, chosen one. You're seeing all these things happening on the news, but you never see it in real life. You're seeing all the chaos happening in real time on the news and in the world and on TikTok. They're saying this happened and this happened, but you ain't seeing that shit in real life. You out here living free. You out here living good. You out here having fun. It's because, chosen one, we have done what we come to do. We came to lift the frequency so high that it caused a shift. And a lot of you have been caught up in that conscious shift or that rapture, so to speak. Guys, what you don't understand is the rapture has already happened, but it just ain't happened the way they thought it was. It's a conscious thing. And you've been caught up in the conscious rapture. You are walking in higher consciousness and you are able to control your reality now. 111's in the chat. If you see the chaos, but the chaos is not touching you in life. 111's in the chat. If you just watching the chaos like it's a movie. Literally. We watching the chaos like it's a movie, chat. We see it, but it ain't doing shit. We see it, but we ain't involved in it. This is because we tapped in. We tapped in, chat. Shout out to all the conscious beings. Everybody tapped in. Shout out to y'all, man. Observing the happening is wild, yes. We're literally watching it like a movie. Right? What a time to be alive. What a time to be a consciousness. So, guys, what you have to understand is, right? Now, like I said, if you're new, if you found this live for the first time, if this is up your alley, it's because you have literally attuned to a frequency. You were meant to find this. You did not find this by chance. So, guys, I tell you, we've won the war. And now that you're remembering that your consciousness, it's time to take your sovereignty back and for you to create the life that you want. Yes, chosen one. You've been at war your whole life. But it does get greater later. And now you are in that later phase. Now you have full authority and control to create the life that you want. And that's why you found this live. In this live, I'm going to show you how to navigate this reality as consciousness so you can create the world that you want to live in. 111's in the chat to all my OGs that's already actively creating their life. If you're creating and programming your life right now from this information that you've been learning here, 111's in the chat. All my new people, you're going to catch up. So, what we're about to go into, how you navigate this reality as consciousness, understanding how to bend probability, right? This reality works on probability. What is time? What is gravity? And how to program your experience. Life is an experience engine. The person that knows how to create experiences is going to be a winner at life. All right? So let's get into it. Sovereignty. Where is the sovereignty? Chat, when you followed the religion, when you believed in everything outside of yourself, you lost your sovereignty. Well, don't worry, because now you're finding it. Now let's talk about it. What happens when you realize, how do you get your sovereignty back? In order to walk back in your sovereignty, chat, you got to understand that you are not the body. You are the soul that is in control of the body. All right? This body is nothing but technology, chat. This whole world you live in is tech. The body is tech. How do we know that the body's tech? Yo, you got sensors on your tongue called taste buds that when you taste something, it goes to your brain and tells you how it tastes. Your eyes work just like cameras. Except they just can't zoom in. Right? If your heart goes bad, you got enough money, you can go out here and get a heart replacement, a heart transplant. Right? Brain surgery. You can go get another kidney. Right? The body heals. You get tired, you go to sleep, it charges up, you wake up energized. Obviously, this is tech. You have to understand that. This avatar is technology. This is why they'll sell your organs. This is why they do the bodies the way they do when you pass away. It's technology. Basically, Mimi. Basically, yeah. So, let's go. What happens? How do you take your sovereignty back, chosen? You got to remember that you are not the body. All right? So how does this work? Right? What happens? How does reality start to operate when you realize that you are not the body? Chosen one, this reality was created for soul consciousness. As soul consciousness, you have permissions in life. They wanted to disconnect you from your consciousness so you didn't have those permissions. See, you've been living life as a human being. That means you've been hoping for the best, preparing for the worst. You've just been reacting to life. Right? You just waiting on shit to happen so you can try to survive it. But see, as consciousness, When you remember how life works and how it functions, now you create. You don't react no more. You create, and you sit back and wait on the things to happen to you that you are creating. It's different. So, in order to be able to create and program your reality, you have to tap back in with your sovereignty. And in order to do that, you have to come into the understanding that you are not the body. You are the soul in control of the body. Let's talk about it. What happens when you tap into that? Brittany, take over.
Oh, yes. This is a powerful moment for anybody in the chat because once you really get that you are the soul driving the body, everything in the game changes. Let me break it down for you all, step by step, so you can really see it. Hashtag 1. You stop over identifying with the body. When you think you are the body, you're stuck in fear. Fear of death, fear of aging, fear of lack, fear of harm. When you wake up and realize, yo, I'm the driver, not the car, all that fear starts fading. You understand, the body is just your avatar. You can get a new one next lifetime if you need to. Your essence, the real you, doesn't die. Mahak 2, you start playing the game. Most people think life is happening to them, but when you realize you are the driver, you start seeing life as a simulation you can steer. You stop waiting for permission. You stop blaming luck. You take control of the wheel and start steering toward the life you want. 3, you tap into your power. Being the soul means you have access to manifestation energy, collapsing timelines with intention, intuition, direct GPS guidance from source, creative authority, speaking reality into existence. This is when reality starts to bend for you, because now you're not just a character, you're the consciousness behind the whole scene. 4, you become magnetic. When you know you're the soul, your energy field strengthens. People, opportunities, synchronicities start flowing to you faster. Why? Because the matrix responds to the strongest signal, and a conscious soul is the strongest signal in the game. Number 5, you see through the matrix. You notice who's an NPC and why they act that way, what's just programming, beliefs, traditions, fears, which situations are lessons versus distractions. This saves you time, energy, and heartbreak because you can choose what deserves your energy and what doesn't. 6, you feel more peace. When you truly get that you are the soul, even chaos can't shake you the same way. You can be in a storm and still think, open quote, oh, this is just part of the level. Let me pass the test. Close quote. It doesn't mean life stops throwing challenges. It means you stop letting them control your emotional state. Key point for the chat. When you remember you are the soul, you reclaim choice. You stop being programmed by the system and start programming the system yourself.
Chat, shout out to everybody. Make sure y'all get y'all Daily Heart Me's on TikTok. Make sure y'all hit that like button, share this live on YouTube. Shout out to y'all, man. So let's keep going. All right, let's keep going, chat. Right? Let's tap all the way in and let's get this thing locked in. So, chat, when you thought you was a human being, the only thing that was promised to you was death. Yo, when I thought I was this body, man, I used to wake up every day and think, yo, one day I gotta die. One day I gotta fucking die. Every day I used to wake up and think that shit, bro. I used to think about death all the time. But when I tapped in with my consciousness, I assure you, I have not thought about death, chat, because I understand that I can't die. I understand that my essence, my energy, it lasts forever. I put this shit on. The body didn't put this on. I put this shit on. I think my style, how I carry myself, how I am able to connect with the people, the way that I do things, that is eternal. That never dies. When I thought I was a human being, life ain't make no motherfucking sense, chat. I used to ask myself, I came in this bitch to work? Shout out to everybody getting them heart me's. Let's run them up, man. Let's run them heart me's up, man. I don't know what TikTok got going on. Right? But I'm like, yo, you mean to tell me I dropped into this life to work a 9 to 5? Fuck no. I ain't come here for that shit. I ain't come here to struggle. This is physical. I came here to master and have fun in the physical. See, what they don't want you to know is, as souls, we love the physical reality. We love this shit. Because this is where we get to feel. This is where we get to live. We love it. So we need our construct back. Right? When you tap in with the consciousness and you understand that you are not the body, you began to take care of your body. You began to understand that this human avatar, this is a vessel. This is how you navigate reality. If you ain't got this right, of course life gonna be off. If you ain't taking care of the body first, everything else gonna be the fuck off in life. Because this body is how you attract. It is how it brings everything to you, who you are, your identity. It's everything. When I tapped into the consciousness, I started to take care of myself. I started to realize I can't fill my body up with drugs. I can't just eat any motherfucking thing. And I started to do better for myself. I started to work my body out more. Right? Hey, Hero, listen, my nigga. If you know every goddamn thing, why the fuck you ain't on your own live, gang? In my chat ain't gonna get your own, gang. It's gonna get you goddamn embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, if you know shit, go live, nigga. The fuck is you using your intention and action arguing with me in my chat? Goofy ass nigga. Get your goofy ass out my chat, man. Country ass nigga. Anyway, right? So, chat. Like I said before, I was interrupted by a heathen in here screaming. For what? I don't know. Right? When you realize that you are... Ain't nothing wrong with being country, gang. That's just what we say. You know what I'm saying? That's what we say where I'm from. Yeah, we call niggas country niggas when they do weird shit. I'm from the country too. You know what I'm saying? But we just say country ass nigga when niggas do weird shit, gang. So when a motherfucker do some weird or goofy shit, you gotta be like, man, you a country ass nigga. Right? That's the lingo, chat. That is hilarious. That's the lingo, chat. That's a New York slang y'all be using too? Yeah. We be saying that shit out here. All right, so let's keep going, right? Let's keep going, chat. Let's tap in. So when you realize that you are the body and not the soul, I mean, you are the soul, and not the body, you start to take care of the body. You don't go out here and your car say it take 93 and you putting 87 in it. You don't do that. You don't pull up your Benz to the gas station and go past the gas tanks and drive over to the kerosene shit and start putting kerosene in the bins. You don't do that, right? So why you putting bullshit in your body? Same way you drive, your consciousness drives the body. You got to take care of it to have the best results in life. You got to take care of it to have the best results in life. And when I tapped in with the consciousness, I started realizing that. Also, when I tapped in with the consciousness, this is when reality opened up for me. I was able to start playing the game of life. I realized I didn't need to pray to something outside of myself, begging for it to save me. I only could save myself. I stopped waiting for permission. I stopped blaming my luck and circumstance, and I started to change my life. I'm somebody that's from the hood. I got 5 felonies, and I'm living a legal, happy life, making money, doing good. But that only happened because I realized I was in control. I realized my circumstance couldn't stop me. I realized me being a black man from the hood with felonies, that shit didn't matter. I realized I was in control. I realized that. And I'm not ashamed of my past. When I tapped into my power, when I tapped into my power, when I realized that I was a consciousness and not the body, this is when I tapped into my power. I started to realize, yo, energy is a tool. If I understand energy, if I know how to conserve energy, if I know how to direct my energy and affect energy around me, I can win. I realize, yo, energy is a tool. Thank you so much, guys. So now when I come around you and the energy ain't right, I slide. I don't stick around for that. Now I know who to have around me based on energy. It don't matter how good somebody talk. It don't matter what they say. The energy don't lie, ever. A motherfucker could tell you they hate you. They can't stand you. Energy don't lie. It's gonna show they really love you for real. Motherfucker tell you, oh, I love you to death. I want you. I need you. Energy gonna show they hate you for real. Energy don't lie. I started to realize manifestation is a real thing. Manifestation is not luck. Manifestation comes with your technique. You can become great at manifesting things in your life with intention and action. And I realized that when I tapped into the consciousness. When you tap into your consciousness and realize you are not a human, but you are the soul that is controlling the human avatar, your intuition, you start to understand that voice in your head is source. That voice in your head is source. You start you start realizing you are source. Man, when I was in my hardest times in life, times when my life looked like it was over, times when I thought I was going to die and I wasn't going to make it out. When I had given up and I said, man, I'm done. I can't do it. Guess who was there? That voice. Get your bitch ass up. Nah, get your bitch ass up. You ain't going out like this. You got this, nigga. Tighten the fuck up. Push. My voice got me through every tough time in my life. Somebody said that made me emotional. Shout out to you, Lori. That voice got me through every hardship in my life. And guess what? When I tapped into my consciousness, I realized I was the voice. God in this avatar. I am source. I'm coming directly from source. I don't never have to be worried about where I'm supposed to be because the voice guides me everywhere. The voice tells me, man, get your ass around here. These people acting weird. You need to watch that. You need to watch him. You need to watch her. And then when I listen to it, I win. Ain't nobody sitting up in the cloud helping you. You helping you. Because you are directly a part of source. You are source. And when you tap into your consciousness, you realize that voice is you. And you know the difference between you and everything else. You know the difference between your voice and intrusive thoughts trying to stop you. When I tapped into the consciousness, I became magnetic. Chosen one, when you tap into your consciousness, you become magnetic. You start to be able to attract the people, opportunities, and all the things that you want. Everything that you set your intention to, you start to attract it. When I tapped in with consciousness, I started to see through the matrix. I realized who was an NPC, what is just programming. I realized that the beliefs, the traditions, the fears, all that shit was programming. The culture, just because I'm black, I gotta listen to rap music. Just because I'm half Cuban, I gotta eat motherfucking brown rice and tacos and shit, and quesadillas and shit. I gotta do Santeria, right? Nah, that's programming. We can do whatever the fuck we want to do. When I tapped in with the soul, I had peace, chat. I realized that life, right? Life was divine. I understood that my time as a human being is something on a greater scale. See, chat, you got to look at life as this, right? You see how a caterpillar goes into a cocoon and then becomes a butterfly? As consciousness, we don't go into cocoons, we become humans. As consciousness, we don't go into cocoons, we become humans. Your life, your experience and existence as a human being is only there for you to transform and ascend and evolve into something greater. Collective agreement. Let's shift the timeline, chat. If you agree that you are the consciousness in control of the body, 111's in the chat. Let's shift something. Let's crack this matrix. Remember, our collective agreement shifts timelines. Facts. Right? Souls don't go into cocoons. We become humans. You are just in a stage of metamorphosis. Your human existence, you're evolving as a soul. And listen, the fact that you are tapped in with your consciousness enough to even know that you are evolving, most people don't even know that. Most people don't even realize life is a simulation. Most people don't know that this is a game. Most people are trapped into everyday life. But you, chosen one, you have been one of the ones to awaken and realize that your life is something great, something on a greater scale. You're going through evolution right now. You're going through metamorphosis right now. So shout out to you. So guys, we've come to the realization and we've also come to the collective agreement that we are locked in, right? That we are the souls and not the bodies. We've come to that collective agreement. Now that we've come to that collective agreement, it is time to remember how reality operates so you can actively navigate this reality as consciousness. All right? Now it's time to learn and remember how to navigate as the consciousness through this reality so you can have the option of programming and creating the life that you want to live. And in order for us to do that, we have to understand the functions of this simulation. All right, so let's tap in. We often hear we are in a simulation. 111 in the chat if you agree that you live in a simulation. 111 in the chat if you know this is a simulation. But what is a simulation, chat? Right? Grand Rising. Shout out to my YouTube chat. Y'all starting to wake up now. What is a simulation? We hear it all the time, so let's break it down. Brittany, I want you to break down 5 key things on the sim. Let's go.
Here you go, clean, sharp, and live ready. Exactly how to explain it so the whole chat instantly gets it. What is a simulation? Simple, deep, and to the point. A simulation is, open quote, a controlled environment that runs on rules, patterns, and coded behavior so that an experience can be created, repeated, and learned from. Close quote. Let me break it down even clearer. Hook one. A simulation is a constructed reality. It's not random. It's built on rules, laws, patterns, and feedback loops. Everything inside it, time, gravity, cause and effect, behaves consistently because it's running on code, not chaos. 2. A simulation is designed to mirror your input. Whatever you do inside a simulation, the system reads it, processes it, and responds to it. You take an action, the simulation gives you a reaction. You think a thought, the simulation reflects it back through experiences. You repeat a loop, the simulation enforces that loop. It's a giant feedback system. A simulation is an experience engine. Its purpose is to create experiences. You learn by going through patterns. You evolve by breaking loops and creating new ones. Everything you go through is the simulation feeding you lessons, upgrades, and mirrors. 4. A simulation runs on rules. These include gravity, time, cause and effect, energy and frequency, polarity, ups and downs, cycles, day, night, seasons, aging. These rules keep the environment stable so consciousness can navigate it. A #5. A simulation equals a world that looks real but operates on code. Just like a video game looks real but is generated by algorithms, this reality feels real but is generated by perception, consciousness, frequency, repetition, intent, collective agreement. Live, ready, one.
Let's go over this, chat. Now, I want you to think about life as we speak on this. Right? I want you I want you to think about life as we speak on this, right? What is a simulation? A controlled environment that runs on rules, patterns, and coded behavior so that an experience can be created, repeated, and learned from. Let's look at it. A controlled environment, chat. Who controls the environment? You, right? How do we know that you control the environment? Let's get into it. This is why I don't understand why they don't teach shit like this in school, right? Instead of teaching all this fake ass history and math that nobody uses in life, teach quantum physics to the kids. Right? Let's talk about it. You gotta wait till you get to damn school, high school and shit, you know? All right, let's talk about it. This is what you need to know, because you use this every day, unknowingly, right? I haven't used the algebra equation one time in life. I haven't used algebra one time in life, bro. Why the fuck was I so stressed out about learning fucking algebra? I have never, ever used fucking algebra. I'm just being real, man. What the fuck is algebra? I ain't never used numbers and letters. I never did that shit. What the fuck is algebra, bro? I feel like niggas just got together and just made up some shit. Well, we can just put numbers and letters together and call the shit algebra. Let's teach these niggas some algebra. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had to. They probably were laughing like shit. They probably were laughing like hell in that bitch. We can get together and put let's take these numbers and these letters and let's call this shit algebra and let's make them make sense. I used to be in class like, algebra? Bitch, I'm going to sleep. Algebra, that. I am never going to take a 3 and put it with a Y. I'm never going to do that. I know I was never going to do that. You know what I'm saying, chat? I know I was never going to take a motherfucking 3 and put it with a Y and an X. I don't even use the letter X like that. I don't even speak with the letter X. What the fuck you think I'm gonna be putting that shit with numbers? The fuck is wrong with these niggas, man? Anyway, let's look at this. You know I gotta make y'all laugh. What the fuck is algebra? That's how you know, man. A lot of shit we learned is just bullshit, man. Niggas in school getting niggas coming home getting their ass whooped because they got an F in algebra. Imagine your daddy tell your ass up because you had an F in fucking algebra. And that nigga couldn't even sit down and do it. That nigga couldn't even sit down and tell you what the fuck was going on with algebra. You're like, nigga, I don't know, just do it, nigga. Just do it, nigga. 3 to the 4th power. Imagine me whooping my kid ass for failing algebra. And I don't even know what the fuck going on with that shit. I don't even know what the fuck that shit is. All right, so let's look at it, right? The observer effect. Guys, we're talking about what is a simulation and comparing it to life. A controlled environment. The observer effect tells you, it shows that you control the environment in reality with your observation. Now let's look at this. Guys, this is not a conspiracy theory. This is a principle of quantum physics. This has been proven by mainstream science with an experiment called the double slit experiment that was done in the early 1950s. All right, so let's tap in. That's you. The observer effect. The magic of your attention. All right, before observation. Wave spread out over space and time. What does that mean? Before observation, how do you observe in the matrix? You can see, you can smell, you can taste, you can hear, and you can touch. These senses are observations. This is how you observe things in the matrix. You might not see it, but you hear it, and so you know what it is. All of that is observing. Before observation, wave spread out over space and time. What is a wave? We're not talking about the ocean. We ain't surfing, right? We're talking about molecules, atoms, particles, electrons, neutrons, sophons, photons, right? The particles that make up all mass and matter in the universe. So before observation, wave spread out over space and time, meaning it's in a state of potential, meaning it can be anything, meaning reality is not in reality until you observe it. So everything that's outside of your door right now that you cannot see, it's not there until you open up the door. When you open up the door, reality collapses based on your observation. Your mind changes reality. At the time of observation, particle localized space-time event. Meaning, at the time you look for it, it falls into reality. So, chosen one, you control the reality because reality only takes place when you look for it. You control that. That's why your awareness and observation is everything. Right? That's why your awareness and observation is everything. Let's keep going, chat. So you control the environment. Not only, you're not living, chat, you're rendering reality. Now, what you got to understand, you're not living, you're rendering reality. Now, that's a different thing. You got to know how to render this shit. All right? A lot of us been thinking that we living, we trying to live, and that living is just reacting to life. Right? Living is reacting to life, or it's experiencing experience that you want to, right? You're not living until you understand that you're rendering life. This is going to allow you to live the lives that you want to, right? To experience. All right? So, you're rendering reality based on your observation. Boom. All right? You just remembered that. Right? You're rendering reality based on your observation. Let's keep going. A controlled environment that runs on rules. What are the rules of the simulation? Gravity, time, cause, effect, energy, frequency, polarity, cycles. Right? Controlled environment runs on rules, patterns. Guys, You see the patterns in everyday life. You're seeing the patterns in everyday life, chat. When you take your kid to the bus stop, the same car pulls up to the stop sign, makes a left. Bus coming at 7:15. Right? Right? Real shit. You see the patterns every day. Same patterns. I could sit and listen to my neighbors and know what their schedule is by their footsteps. They get the same footsteps every day. 8 o'clock, I'm hearing the footsteps. Dude up there getting ready for work or whatever he do. Same patterns every day, right? Coded behavior. A controlled environment that runs on rules, patterns, and coded behavior. Coded behavior, chat. What is coded behavior? What you gotta understand, in this reality, right? In this reality, chat, what you gotta understand is this. Environment codes the behavior. If you understand the environment, if you understand the environment, you understand the people. For example, what do you mean, Jay? If you go to the military, when you leave the military, you're going to be a certain type of way. That's going to change your behavior. If you go to prison, there's a code of ethics that you must live by in prison or you won't survive. Right? If you go in your car today and you go drive to the hood and sit at the nearest Walmart in the hood and you watch and you observe the town, what you're going to notice, regardless of if people are black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever, right? They're going to be driving the same types of cars, wearing the same types of clothing, walking and talking the same. You get in the same car and drive over to the suburbs and you sit in the suburb Walmart. And you watch the people, you're going to see the same shit. No matter if they're white, black, Hispanic, Asian, or whatever. They're going to be doing the same shit. I'm glitching, chat. Y'all see me glitching? I'm giving y'all too much sauce. Right? They're going to be doing the same shit. They're going to be driving the same cars, wearing the same outfits, talking and walking the same, regardless. All created by the simulation. Exactly. It's a grand design. In this reality, environment codes behavior. Understand the environment, understand the people. That's why they tell you in the army, if you about to drop in the war, they say, we dropping into a hostile environment. We dropping into a hostile environment. What does that mean? That means this environment is hostile. Everything in this environment is trying to kill you. If you see a dog running up, walking up, you might want to kill that dog because you don't know what that dog has. Or if it has some type of disease or bomb on it, whatever, right? Environment codes behavior, chat. You can go anywhere in the world with this understanding of life. That environment is codes behavior. Understand the environment, understand the people. You can survive anywhere, any city with that knowledge right there. You can survive in any city. Anywhere. Understand the environment, understand the people. That's why when you live in the hood, you know what to expect. It's going to be some hood shit every time. You go to the suburbs, it's going to be laid back. You're going to be dealing with social scripting. All right, let's keep going. A controlled environment that runs on rules, patterns, and coded behaviors so that experience can be created, repeated, and learned from. Appreciate y'all, chat. A controlled environment that runs on rules, patterns, and coded behaviors so the experience can be created, repeated, and learned from. Guys, in life, what you got to understand, life is an experience engine. From the time that you wake up, you are experiencing life, what it is to be you. Whether you're a mom, dad, whatever you are, right? You're experiencing that life. In life, you go through a lot of the same lessons. This is why sometimes you can fall into relationships with the same types of people until you learn that lesson, right? A simulation or life is an experience engine. Its purpose is to create experiences. You learn by going through patterns. You evolve by breaking loops. Chat, you learn by going through patterns, chat. That's why if you're triggered, if somebody trigger you, if somebody show you the same patterns that you already seen, you gotta trust the patterns, bruh. That mean it's you in the middle of a lesson. When you start seeing the patterns, when you start seeing the triggers, you're in a lesson, bro. That's what it's called. Learning from your mistakes. You go through it, you see the red flags, you see the patterns, and you learn. And then your next relationship, if they showing you that same shit that you just went through with the last joint, you gotta be like, oh nah, this bitch here, I ain't seen this before. Said, I realize it now. I love your content. Thank you. What did Usher say? Usher said, you remind me of a girl that I once knew. Wouldn't believe all the things she put me through. That's why I just can't fuck with you. Because she reminded Usher seen the patterns. He seen the patterns in her and he said, oh, hell no. I done been through this shit. Somebody dropped a 6-7. Right? Usher said, hell no, I done seen this before. You bad, you sexy, but baby, I can't fuck with it. I done seen this shit too many times. You know what I'm saying? I come on your feed for a reason, for sure. Guys, in this reality, remember this. If you're seeing patterns, if you're being triggered, there's an upgrade. Are you going to play the game to win? Or are you going to play the game to lose? Because if you see the patterns, but you still don't act on them, you still don't move around, then you're going to lose. You get it? You get what I'm saying? If you're playing the game to win, the patterns mean it's time to play. When you start seeing patterns, this is how you understand you in a game. Games are made up of patterns. For example, you just got out of a toxic relationship. You've been single 6 months. You meet a guy or you meet a girl somewhere. Y'all start kicking it. A week into the relationship, it's giving those weird ass patterns that you remember from relationships prior. You're being triggered. They're acting the same ways that you've seen before. You gotta trust those patterns. All right, so 111's in the chat if you understand that we are in a simulation, chat. Six, 7. 111's in the chat if you tapped in, man. Shout out to everybody on YouTube dropping gifts. I appreciate it. Shout out to my gifters on TikTok as well. Thank you so much for all the gifts, chat. I really appreciate y'all. All right. Collective agreement. Cool. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. So, all right, boom. We know we're in a simulation. Now, guys, now here's the fun part. Now we're going to talk about creating experience. We understand that life is an experience engine. Its purpose is to create experience. We learn from going through patterns, right? So we understand that life is an experience engine. Now, with that understanding, it is time to learn how to create experience. If life is an experience engine, then you want to learn how to create your own experiences, right? Because right now, you've been letting life create experience for you. So let's tap into that. How do we create experience? In order to create experience, you got to understand how life is going, right? You got to understand what time is. Let's talk about time for a second. When people tell you time is not real, this is what they mean. They mean time is not linear like you think, right? Right? Let's talk about how is time going. Guys, life is happening in frames. This is why you go to sleep and you wake up the next day. Right? New days, right? Because life happens in frames. It's day by day. One day is a frame, right? It's not going in constant motion like you think it is, right? You think that life is going constantly, but it's not working like that. Life is coming day by day, meaning it's going in frames. When we think about our childhood, when we think about our past, we remember in frames. We don't remember from day one all the way to now. We remember, oh yeah, I remember when we went to such and such. Oh yeah, you remember the summer of 2004 when we used to be riding and eating ices. Oh yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I used to do this, right? Everything had your memory coming back in frames. And life is happening in frames. Right? Time out, chat. Hey, chat, pay attention. When I get to speaking that real shit, the bots start coming in. They start fucking with the numbers and shit. That's the pattern in my chat. You're going to notice that. When you start seeing the numbers weird and motherfuckers talking and all that weird shit, just saying crazy shit, you got to lock in. This ain't even about me no more. They literally trying to distract y'all now. So just pay attention. Remember that. In my chat, when you see the bots, it's a pattern every time. Every time I speak on certain shit, the numbers going to start fluctuating. You're going to start seeing people coming in saying shit. Pay attention to that. That's when you know we got to lock in, all right? Peep the pattern. It's the same pattern every time. That's how you know we in the matrix. I want y'all to see it because once y'all see it, it's going to break. Right? Once y'all see it, it's going to break. Now let's talk about this. Life is not happening in constant motion. It is happening in frames, day by day, moment by moment, hour by hour. So with that being said, you got to understand how it works, right? You got to understand how to create experience. It's why they call it a simulation. Because a lot of shit in your life is just random probability simulation. It's nothing random happening, right? It's just probability. And then, you know, you go about your day, you might see this, you might see that. When you understand how to fuck with the probabilities of life, how to bend the probability, you can start creating the harmonious experience. So, how many of y'all have played the game Sims? Drop a 111 in the chat if you ever played Sims before. If you ever played Sims before, drop a 111 in the chat right now. Chat, we almost on 100K likes. Shout out to y'all, man, on live. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Terry. All right, if you played the game of Sims, this is sort of how life works, right? The game of Sims is played from the consciousness perspective. Meaning you click on things and the avatar does what you want to see it do. For example, you might click on a cup of coffee and then he walks up to the coffee and he starts drinking the coffee and you're watching him do it. Or you might click on a bookshelf. He walks up and you click on the book. He reads, he sits down and starts reading the book, right? That is the consciousness perspective. You are the consciousness signaling the signals to these beings and then watching them or experience them doing what they're doing. This is literally how life works. As consciousness, for example, if I look over and I say, I want to turn the TV on, where's the remote? And then I get up and start looking for the remote, I just sync that signal with my conscious. This is how reality works. Choice and then experience. Choice, experience. So choice creates the experience. All right. Let's talk about this. Let's further talk about it. So, time. What is time? Time is an algorithm, right? Time is an algorithm. Chat, stay locked in with me. If it's glitching, whatever it's doing, stay locked in. They don't want y'all to hear this part. They don't want y'all to get this. This shit right here turns you dangerous. So just stick with me. Fuck it. It is what it is. We don't care about the numbers. TikTok, whatever. They trying to stop the numbers. All this. I don't give a fuck, bro. They can't stop shit. They can't. They can't. I'm too far advanced. I'm too unlocked. I got too much power in this shit now. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do. And I'm still going to be straight out here regardless. They just can't fuck with me. I'm too out of this shit. So, let's really talk about this though. Right? It's really too late, bro. I'm really online. I ain't even capping. They could take the internet away today and I'll still be straight out here. Because my intention and action is gonna always make me win. Right? So let's get into it. Time. Time is the algorithm. Time is an algorithm, chat. You got to start using your time instead of measuring it. Some of us, all we do is measure time. We don't use it. We just sit back and clock and count up. It's almost 8. I'm almost off. But time is an algorithm. Let's go over this. Right, before we talk creating experience, let's talk about these natural laws of simulations. First, you got to understand rule of input and output. Guys, life is input and output, right? This is what life is. You get what you put in, right? You ever heard that? You get what you put in? Yes, life is literally input, output. And how does this work? How does this look? If you goddamn putting in healthy input, you're going to get healthy output, right? Simulation is reactive. It takes your input. What's your input? Choices, action, vibration. Gives you an output. What's the output? Experience or result. So, if you putting in healthy input into the world, meaning you're getting up every day, you're working out, you're eating healthy, you're taking care of yourself, guess what? The experience or result is going to be avatar, very sexy, very healthy life. If you're smoking, using drugs, and eating burgers every day, you're going to be a fat ass, out of shape drunkie. It's literally input, output in life. When you understand this, it's like, yo, certain shit I just cannot do. Because life is input and output. This shit make it so easy for you. When you understand that life is literally input, output, you stop taking your ass down there through that McDonald's drive-thru. You stop smoking all this motherfucking tobacco. You start going to the gym. You start putting that money up. You start making wise decisions. Because life is input, output. You literally get what you put in. It ain't nothing random going on. Nothing is happening random. It is all response to the data that you feed the simulation. It's why intention and focus shapes outcomes. Guys, life is input, output. Remember that. Healthy input, healthy life. Fat ass input, fat ass life. As consciousness, when you come to this understanding, you don't continue to not give a fuck what you're doing no more. You remember how life used to be as a human? You just ain't give a fuck. You ain't give a fuck about what you put in your body. You ain't give a fuck, right? That's NPC behavior. Consciousness does not move like that. We understand life is input, output. This shit is really easy as fuck. It's literally CJ off of Grand Theft Auto. Go to the gym for a couple days, he comes out big. You go to the gym for a year, you're gonna be swole, gang. It's input, output. You just the human being. You just the actual, you're seeing it, you're feeling it. But you're the avatar, you're the consciousness experiencing it through this avatar. Right? So, nothing happens random. It is all response to the data that you feed it. Boom. Guys, what do we mean by that? So, how is this data being collected? What is the data? Your choices, your action, and your frequency. Facts, we living in a simulation. On God, we is. And until you understand that and start to play, listen, I'm going to tell you this. Players are playing the game. Everybody else is just reacting to it. Chat. What is your data? Your choices, your actions, and your vibration. But how is that the data collected? I just told you, chat. Time is the algorithm. What does that mean? How do we know that time is an algorithm? If we eat every day, if me and you get up and we eat every day at 10 o'clock, guess what happens at 10 o'clock? My stomach gonna be rumbling like a motherfucker. I'm ready to eat. My stomach is on a 10 o'clock eating algorithm. If I go to bed every day at 9 o'clock, guess what happens at 9 o'clock? I'm tired. I gotta get ready to lay down. It's my bedtime. I'm sleepy. Circadian rhythm has shifted to 9 o'clock algorithm. No matter where you are in the world, from North Carolina to Los Angeles, all the way to Russia, all the way back to New York, to Texas, wherever the fuck you at, right? 5 p.m. It's rush hour all over the world. This is how you got to understand. Time is an algorithm. This is the algorithmic flow of the simulation. What you do with your time is collected. It's data. So every little thing you thinking, right? That's why you got to have high frequency thoughts, because it's constantly taking your thoughts and putting it in mirror and putting it into your reality. Everything that you do. This is why you got to do a lot of high frequency shit, and you know, it's being collected. If you do something once, you're probably going to do it again. That's just how this shit go. Thank you so much for all the gifts, brother. Right? It's why your frequency matters. If you walking around feeling like you a clown or a peon, if you ain't walking around feeling like you the king of your world or the queen of your world, you're gonna get that type of that input back. So time is the algorithm. Your choices, actions, and vibration is the data. What is the feedback loop? All right. This takes us to number 2. Right? Simulations are built on loops. A loop equals efficiency. Repetition is reinforcement. The more you run a behavior, a thought, or a frequency, the deeper that loop imprints. This is why habits and rituals are powerful. You are programming the simulation. Guys, if you don't realize that life is a giant loop by now, something's wrong with you. You get up and do the same shit every day. Do you not? You get up and do the same. But why? Why is it a loop, right? You got the same 7 days of the week, same 24 hours in the day, same 12 months, same 4 seasons, same holidays that we just celebrated. Now we in the same New Year's resolutions, same shit, right? It's a loop. That's the beautiful part about life. It's just a fucking loop. And once you understand how to create a loop, this shit becomes a glitch. It becomes easy. Create a loop that makes you win in life. But why does it do that? There's something called gravity. What is gravity? Gravity is the reason why what goes up comes down, what goes around comes around. What's up, Callie? Gravity is the reason why what goes around comes around. It's the reason why karma exists, right? But gravity is the feedback loop, chat. So understand, what you do with your time is reinforced in your life through gravity. All right? What you do with your time is reinforced in your life through gravity. What does that mean? Right? What does that mean, chat? That means if you spend all your time working, guess what? This is why when you get a day off, the job always calling your ass to come back in. Right? You spending 100 hours at the job. You finally get a day off, what happens? Bling. Yo, hey man, you think you can come in? Such called out, man. I'm sorry about it. Right? I just went up there to Smoothie King, dude, in there talking about, yeah, man, I won't even supposed to be here today. Right? I bet you won't, nigga. What you do with your time gets reinforced in your life through gravity. If you do got a job, the secret to that job, just work enough to pay your bills. Because whatever you try to do, whatever you think you about to do at that job, it's still only going to be enough to pay your bills. It's a trick. So stop trying to get the most hours. Just go in there and just do just enough to pay your bills. Because that's all the job is going to do is just paying your bills. Just work just enough to pay whatever you need to pay. And spend the rest of your time doing whatever the fuck you want to do. Because regardless, if you pick up all the fuck hours you want, it's still going to come out just enough money to pay your bills. All right, now that we know that time is an algorithm, gravity is a feedback loop, how do we create experience? Yo, shout out to all y'all been locking in. We've been up here for like 2 hours almost. How do you create experience, chat? Let's talk about it. I told y'all, time is not linear like you think. Time is happening in frames. This is why you go to bed at night and wake up in a new day. It is all frames. So you have to navigate reality with the understanding that life is happening in frames. So let's talk about how do you create experience. Right? How do you create the experience? Now, life is an experience engine. He or she that knows how to create experience will win. Because a lot of people don't know how to do this. All they doing is just, life is creating random experiences and they're combating it. They're just trying to react to whatever happens. Time is not linear. It's happening in frames. So how do we create experience? All right, choice, intention, action, and frequency. All right, what you got to understand about frequency, why you always want to be in high frequency, because If you operating in low frequency, you can't access high frequency timelines. You only gonna keep hopping in low frequency timelines. Right? If you access low frequency, you're gonna just be hopping in low frequency timelines. So, how do you create the experience? Choice. Right? What does choice do? Choice creates timelines. Or choice create experience. So, let's say I want to take a girl out on a date. And I ask her, yo, let's go on a date. That choice just created hella timeline. She said, yeah, right? So when I made the choice to take her on a date, there was a timeline created where we don't go. Timeline created where we do go. Timeline created where we go, but we don't like each other. Timeline that was created where we go, but we like each other. There's hella timelines being created. So choice, what you got to understand, your choice, it opens up windows. It opens up pathways, right? You can do it or you don't. Your intention points it into the direction. So choice creates the timeline. Intention gives the timeline purpose, or it points in what direction you try and go in. I'm taking her out on a date. I ain't on no serious shit for real. I'm just really trying to, you know what I'm saying, see what's up, you know? So I'm taking her out on a date. I'm trying to get her to come back to the crib, whatever, right? See how that goes. Fuck it, I'm just trying to do something. So my choice create the timeline. My intention points it in the direction. Now, action and frequency locks it into the physical, right? So my choice, I want to take her on a date. My intention, get her back to the crib. How am I do that? I got to impress her. Actions. I'm gonna go around, clean up everything. Everything gets cleaned up. I clean up the house, whatever. I go to the mall. I buy a new outfit. I don't want to wear nothing I already got. Let me buy something new, right? I buy some new shit. I go to get the car clean. Then I go get a haircut, right? All of those actions, what happened? When I cleaned up, that was a high frequency action. All the timelines that existed, that my house was dirty, they fell off. Cleanliness is a high vibrational action. So that's automatically, I'm in high vibration timelines now, right? So now, every timeline that existed that I didn't have my shit clean, it just fell off, right? I went to the mall, I bought something new, changed my identity. That literally shifted me into another timeline. Instead of me wearing something I already had, I went and got some new shit. Now this is definitely new energy, new timeline, right? I got the car clean, got a haircut. All the timelines where I pulled up to the date, car wasn't all the way sparkly, or my beard was a little grown out, and I was looking weird, all that shit disappeared. So my choice created, my intention pointed in direction, my actions align with my intention. My intention is to get her so, is to impress her so much that I get her back to the house, right? My actions follow through with that. What do? First, make sure the house clean. Secondly, go buy some new clothes. Thirdly, go to the barbershop, get right. Fourthly, make sure the car is immaculate. That is going to impress her. My intention and actions align. It's the day of the date. I just put my clothes on. I'm smelling good. I'm standing in front of the mirror. I'm feeling like there's no chance in hell that she's going to say no. Based on these actions, based on how my house looking, based on how I'm feeling, based on my outfit, based on how I'm looking, she has to go. So, Intention. My choice created the experience that I'm about to go do. My intention directed it. My actions locked it in, and my frequency furthermore locks it into the physical. I walk through the door. What are doors, chat? Doors are portals. When you walk through the door, you can feel if you focus, if you're in awareness, when you walk through your door, you can feel the shift. You can feel the frame shift in life, right? Life happens in frames. When you walk through the door, you can feel that frame shift. And so I walk through the door, right? And I shift into the experience. Now I'm in awareness. I'm observing. Reality talks back, right? The simulation talks. I'm in observer mode. I'm observing everything around me. I'm looking for confirmations that this is going to be high. I already know this is going to be a good day. I walk down. I get in the lobby. Old girl on me in the lobby. She like, yo, you look good. What do you got on? Da 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 da. Chop it up with her. Get a little hug. Go hop in the whip, right? Boom. I hop in the whip. Favorite song playing. Damn, this is a harmonious experience. Car doing good, everything right. Pull off. Right? I get all the way over there to the date. When I get to her house to pick her up, I text her, I say I'm outside. She come outside, I can tell by her eyes, she see the car is sparkling in the daylight. She's like, wow, that's a nice car. What the fuck is that? I tell her, yo, this is a Tesla, whatever. She says she ain't never rode in one. I open the door, she get in, she's looking around. She's like, whoa. She's impressed. It's already working, right? We pull up to the date. We have a good time. We talking, whatever. I step out the car. She sees my outfit. She like, damn, that's a nice outfit. Everything that I did is aligning. I'm sitting there watching it. We have a good time. We have a good talk. Boom. We in the car. We driving. I'm like, yo, what you about to? You want me to take you back home? She like, it's still early. It's Saturday. What you about to do? I'm like, shit, we can go to the house, watch a movie or whatever, smoke, chill. She like, shit, I'm cool with that. Boom. Plan worked. Plan worked. I just created a harmonious experience through intention, action, and frequency. I just created a harmonious experience through choice, intention, action, and frequency. Right? Hey, chat. Stop focusing on these clown ass niggas in the chat, man. Fuck them. Let them speak whatever the fuck they want to speak. Y'all paying too much attention to jackasses. Y'all might as well go follow them and just type dumbass shit all day. Who gives a fuck what a retard... Excuse me. Who gives a fuck what a jackass is typing in the chat? The fuck? Fuck them. Obviously, the nigga slow. He's sitting there just typing dumb shit. So, chat, we just created experience. You feel what I'm saying? We create an experience, chat. You see how it's done? Let these niggas be slow in peace. Stop acknowledging they dumbass antics. Y'all see it though, chat? Thank you, YouTube. Shout out to YouTube. My YouTube serious. My YouTube chat serious though. Them niggas on YouTube be serious. Y'all locked in over here. Y'all locked in. Y'all ain't even saying shit. We got 70 people on YouTube. Shout out YouTube. We got TikTok, man. For sure. So, chat. 111's in the chat, man, if you understand how to create experience. Yo, Shout out to everybody in here. We've been up here for 2 hours, man. I appreciate everybody rocking in and locking in with us. Let's talk about the books, guys. Right? Yo, if you haven't gotten the code books, man, and you really want to escape this reality, you really want to start taking control over your life and doing whatever, you need to get this book, man. If you don't know what the codes are, let's talk about it. So, reality is coded by numbers, guys. Everything is a number in this reality. How tall you are, how much you weigh, how old are you, where do you live, how do I get in contact with you? Everything. Money, right? It's all fucking numbers, right? And so when you understand how to speak the universal language, you can literally change your life. I learned how to use codes to manifest, and it changed my life, bro. Literally. It has changed my life. I'm a YouTuber. I'm monetized on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. I make so much money in so many different ways, and it's all legal. I learned this information 5 years ago, and I haven't worked a day since. No, 6 years ago. And I haven't worked a job since. Everything that I want to accomplish in my life, I am accomplishing. Also, in my darkest times, I use this information to make it through. There have been times where I've been assassination attempts on me, all types of things. I've healed myself, I've healed my mind, I've healed my life with this information. Now, this code book, it has codes for everything. Money, codes for health, codes for love, codes for manifesting, getting out of trouble, codes for fertility, ED, codes for height, codes for hair growth, all of that. You feel me? And so let me tap y'all in. Now that book is only 50, but before we talk about how you can get it, let me prove to y'all that this works. Anybody who's in pain right now, drop a 1 in the chat. Let's activate this pain code. Chat. This money shit, bro, you gotta understand. Money is only energy, bro. And when you realize that you can tap into the field to money, you'll do it. So you need to get this book, man. If you really want to count up and you want to be ahead of the game, get this book, bro. I promise you, it'll be the best 50 you ever spent. Now, yo, if you in pain, drop a 1 in the chat. We're gonna activate this pain code to prove to you that this works. What we're gonna do, we're gonna say this code until the pain leaves your body, and this is gonna prove, right, that it worked. You can try it for emotional pain. There is different codes for emotional pain, though. I'm gonna tell you the title of the book. Guys, you can only get my books from me. Now look, I ain't gonna lie. It's a lot of niggas out here copying the swag, right? Running off with my shit, Master Key Program. I don't know, some big white dude, Joe Despacito, some shit. Hispanic white nigga saying Master Key Program and all this shit. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. Listen. You only could get this real sauce from me. You only can get my books from me. All right, chat. Let's really tap in, right? Yeah, your brother got it from me for sure. Let's tap in, though. All right, if you're in pain, that's what I want you to do. I want you to close your eyes and focus. Right? Close your eyes and focus. I'm going to count to 3. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. We're going to go, universe, give us more power to manifest using these codes. After I say that, we're going to say pain code, and then we're going to keep saying this number until the pain leaves your body. 23, 31, 443. We're going to keep saying that number until the pain leaves your body, all right? Let's do it, chat. 1, 2, 3. Universe, give us more power to manifest using this code. Pain code. 23 31 443. So right now, you should be saying this code with me. 23 31 443. 23 31 443. 23 31 443. 23 31 443. 23 31 443. 23 31 443. 23 31 443. Chat, real quick, if this is taking the pain out your body, go ahead and write no pain in the chat. If you're still in pain, keep saying it. 23 31 443. 23 31 443. See a lot of y'all writing no pain in the chat. Right? Somebody said, make sure you don't lose yourself. Yo, you got to lose yourself to find yourself, gang. I lost myself some years back. So let's keep doing it. Somebody said, I need a boost. No, I don't. I'm boosted. It just gets exhausting fighting the system, man. These people always doing shit to my pages, always fucking with my numbers. Every time I turn around, it's just so exhausting fighting this system. I've been fighting this system for so goddamn long on TikTok, and it's just like these bitches, man. You know? Just fighting the system. Yo, chat, listen. You need to get this book, man. If you really want to start out today manifesting and breaking this reality, if you're tired of working that job, if you're trying to get into some things, only a $50 energy exchange is going to get you this book. This book has hundreds and hundreds of codes in it, man. Everything you can think of. Not only, and the best thing about this book, it gives you 4 different ways to use the codes. All right? It gives you 4 different ways to use the codes. So, when you purchase that book, you're going to get this book right here too. Not only are you going to get that book, you're going to get this book. All right, you're going to get Accessing the Akashic Records. All right, this book is going to tell you how to tap in with the Akash, giving you the technique I use when I get channel messages or channel information. You want to use this technique, it's going to help you. All right, it's going to help you tap in with the Akash. If you want to talk to your cosmic ancestors and things like that. Also, not only is you going to get that book, but you're going to also get this book. All right, you're getting all these books right here for the 50. When you tap in, you're getting all my books. These are all books that I read, and these are all technique books. They show you how to properly use certain things, right? So you're going to get that book. You're going to also get this book, Unlocking Your Power with the Use of Nature. This book is going to teach you how to unlock your crystalline light body. If you're someone that's being attacked with frequency weapons, voice to skull technology, or just being tracked, period, get this book right here. This book is going to help you activate those spiritual gifts. All right. Also, the last book you're going to get is this one right here. This is a love frequency book for anybody who is going through a hard time with love. This is going to help you tap in, man. This is all knowledge that you can pass down to your people and start culture at home as well. So, how do you get the books, chat? Now, look, this is how it goes. These are ebooks. All right, so these books are coming directly to your email right now from me on this live. All right. You must be $50 ready now. You can only get these books from me. If you want to get all 4 of them and you're $50 ready, drop a 1 in the chat. How you get them? If you're in the UK or outside of the United States, I got PayPal and Revolut. You can use that. If you're in the United States, you can use Cash App, Venmo, Chime, Revolut, PayPal, Zelle, or Apple Pay. All right. And if you want it, drop a 1, chat. Drop a 1 if you're ready now to get these books. E. Ripley. Now, look, I do got a link that you can use, but you can't get all 4. All right? You can't get all 4. I see y'all dropping 1s over there on YouTube. Let me put up the picture for y'all. See, I can put my picture up on YouTube, man. I can put my pictures up on YouTube. See, when I glitch YouTube out, it's over for it. When I glitch that YouTube. All right, so on YouTube, if you want to get the books, all you got to do is just send to one of these. If you got Chime, that's my PayPal right there. That's my Zelle. That's my Chime. That's my Venmo. That's my Revolut. That's my Cash App if you want to get it. If you want to get this book on TikTok, drop a 1, chat. Drop a 1. If not, I'm out of here, TikTok. Wahala, you ready? Send me a DM, gang. Hey, look, man. It's only $50. You're going to get all 4 of these books. It's literally going to turn you up. Robin, send me a DM what payment method you want. It's literally going to turn you up. Right? Hey, E. Ripley, let me know when you send it. I'm waiting on you. It's only $50. It's going to be the best 50. This guy is the truth. Thank you so much, my brother. Chat, I'm telling you, you better ask around about this book, man. This book got people getting houses. This book got people going viral. This book helping people with cancer, all types of shit. I've been selling it 3 years. It's my book. It's turned up. If you know how you want it, they ebooks. So once you send, I'm going to send it directly to you, Eric. So what I want you to do, if you use Chime, put your email in the note. If you use PayPal, put your email up there. If you use Cash App, you can just put your, or after you send it, however you use it, just put your email in the chat for YouTube. Or you can come DM me on TikTok. Nah. So how you get the book? Hey, Mariza. Listen, love. Don't worry about what other people doing, all right? You go ahead and shut your ass the fuck up. You're a little too goofy for me. How you get this book? Like I said, if you're in the United States, you got to get it directly from me through Cash App, Venmo, Chime, PayPal, or Revolut, or Zelle. If you outside of the States, slide out. I gotta shut you up, Marissa. You talk too much. All right, let me DM y'all real quick, yo. I got y'all. Give me a second.
I'm looking for insult.
She talking about, what's that? Romania. Shout out to Romania. Hey, Master of Art Goddess, I'm DMing you now. I just DM'd you, my love. Carolina, you said DM you? I got you. Carolina, I'm DMing you now. Share. If you want the information, send me your I'm gonna DM you and give you the information. DM, I got you, my love. Hey, Latifa. Accept my follow request. DMU, I got you. Scott Moore, I got you, bro. Scott Moore, you gotta accept my follow request. Chat, if you need me to DM you, drop a 1 in the chat. If you need me to DM you, if I haven't DM'd you yet, drop a 1 in the chat if you're trying to get these books. Scott, you gotta accept my friend. You gotta accept my friend request. Click the other little button over there. DM you. Alright, got you. Meek Mode. It's only 50. Hey, Meek Mode, accept my friend request. Carl Smith, I got you, bro. I'm about to DM you, brother. Nikki, I'm about to DM you, my sweetheart. Hey, Nikki, you gotta accept my friend request. Breezo, what's up, bro? I'm still here, YouTube. Carl, I just DM'd you, bro. And I don't leave until everybody gets their books, chat. So when you order them, I'm gonna send them to you. Then you're gonna tell me in the chat that you got it. Hey, how did you send it, E. Ripley? What you used to send it? No problem, bro. How did you send it, Ripley? Which method did you use, Ripley? Hey, put your email in put your email up here. I'm about to email you. I'm sorry, I keep popping in and out. I walk. No, you good. Hey, Master Art of God. Check your DM. Share. Hey, E. Ripley, put your email in the chat. I'm about to DM you. I'm about to email you. Hey, Nikki 82, check your DMs.
So intelligent.
What's good, bro? Yo, hey, E. Ripley, put your email in the chat, bro, so I can send. so I can email you on YouTube. Hey, Carl Smith, check your email. Check your DMs, bro. Meek Mo, check your DMs. I don't see your email, bro. Hey, DM me on. Send me an email, brother. Email this email right here. I love you, J1991 at Gmail. Send me an email right now. Send me an email to that email because I can't see your email. So email me right there on that one. I got you. What's up, Tommy? Oh, man, we already done, bro. I'm getting these people they books. Hey, check your check your DMs, bro. Meek Mo. Check your DMs, your messages. Check your messages on TikTok. I wrote you a message. Hey, E Ripley, let me know when you email me. Let me know when you email me. All right, give me your email. Send me a screenshot and give me your email.
And you don't realize.
Yo, Ripley, you still in here, bro? All right, yeah, I got it. I got the email, Ripley. Check your email. Tabitha, I got it. I'm sending it to you now. I got you, my love. I appreciate you. Yeah, Tabitha, I'm sending your books now, my love. Check your email. Robin, I got yours. Robin, I'm sending yours now. Shout out to you, Robin. Hey, E Ripley on YouTube. As soon as you screenshot my email, I'm sending you the books right now. Yo, who is all these people that's in my DMs that got my information, man? Master of Arts, Carl Smith, Cher, Nikki Goddess, Wahala. Check y'all messages, bro. Caroline just sent me $50. Hey, yo, Ripley, screenshot me the fucking Cash App so I can get your books, nigga. God damn. The fuck wrong with this nigga? Hey, Caroline. Caroline. It says you sent a Cash App. You didn't send Zelle, you sent Cash App. That's not my Cash App. Cancel that shit. If you asked me for Zelle and then sent Cash App. The fuck? Look at it. It says you sent Cash App. If you want to do Cash App, I can give you the Cash App name. But you gotta cancel that. Cause I don't it's nobody gonna get it because I don't have a Cash App to it. All right, shout out to Tabitha and Robin. Ripley. Yo, bro, what's up? Anybody else on TikTok or YouTube that want to get these books, drop a one. Yo, Ripley, you making this difficult, bro. Let me see. If you money ready now. What's up, Zora?
As you've been roasted.
Yo, Ripley. Hey, Caroline, check your DMs, yo. Yo, E. Ripley. Can you please screenshot me, bro? If you don't screenshot me, you're not going to get the books, gang. I've been asking you to screenshot me like everybody else. It's not my Cash App. That's why I need you to screenshot it. I'm saying this online for everybody to see. I'm in your DMs. I'm in your on email begging you to screenshot me. You done wrote me twice and ain't screenshotted. Saying you sent the money. Why you can't send the screenshot? So this gonna be on YouTube for everybody to see. I'm not sending the book until you send a screenshot, gang. You talking about hard earn money. Yo, so you gonna have to wait, bro. Whenever Shorty get up and send me the proof of the Cash App, then I'm gonna send it. But until then, if you can't screenshot it, you just gotta wait, gang. And I'm on the East Coast, she on the West Coast. That's a 3-hour time difference. So just wait on it. Soon as I get the proof, I'm gonna send them right to your email. Bray Elise sent on somebody just sent me a Zelle. What's up? All right, Belize, I'm sending it now, love. Thank you. Hey, it's crazy though. E. Ripley, you talking about your hard-earned money sent to me, send the books when I have access to the Cash App. Brother, you don't know how to do a screenshot, brother? All you gotta do is screenshot me to my email right now, and I'm gonna send the books rather than you waiting until. And the reason I gotta do it like that, because people be finessing too much, bro. But if you can screenshot it, I send it now. If not, you just gonna have to wait until Shorty get up. All right, brother. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, brother. Shout out to y'all, chat. All right, I send it. All right, chat, I'm out of here, yo.